101 ESPN.
Welcome back to the program, everybody. It is Burwell and Stelton right here on 101 ESPN, St. Louis's sports station. We are coming to you live from Jupiter, Florida, Roger Dean Stadium, site of the Cardinals spring training. And joining us now, Cardinals relief pitcher Jason Motte with us. Jason, thanks for stopping by, man. I know our producer's been bugging the daylights out of you.
No problem at all, man.
He saw you and just made a beat. There's Jason, and like a bolt of lightning. He doesn't look fast, but he moved quickly.
Yeah, well, I told you guys yesterday I come out here. I got here a little late this morning. I was like running around trying to get myself ready to go out and stuff, but I said I'd do it afterwards, so I just wanted to make sure I got over here today.
A man of his word.
Appreciate it. So I have to imagine that your off season was probably spent developing some different array of pitches.
Yeah, I mean, I spent all off season just working on my slider, curveball, stuff like that, just trying to get myself, where I needed to be as far as those pitches go. And I worked out with a high school up there, and those guys let me come in and throw and stuff with them. So I got a chance to work up there with those guys up in Memphis. So it was a good time.
When you work on a pitch, are you looking at film and looking at your motion and delivery and just tweaking mechanically, or how is it that you go about changing or improving a specific pitch?
I mean, really with me, it's a lot of stuff's about feel. So I just had to go in there and just get the feeling right, feel how I want the ball coming off my hands, coming off my fingers, what I want it to do, what I just taking the catchers, how they're catching, how they're tracking the ball when it comes in, just to make sure it's doing what I want it to do. So I mean, for me, really, I don't really look at too much film. I just kind of I'm a lot with like feel. I have to feel it come off my fingers a certain way and stuff like that. So I just did a lot of stuff like that this off season.
Cardinal reliever Jason Motte joining us here on Burwell and Stelton live from Jupiter, Florida. A year ago, you came in and no one really knew what to expect out of you. Everybody knew that you had a great fastball. I have to imagine that when you went into your first major league season, you really didn't know what to expect either, did you?
Right. No, I mean, I know I had a little taste of it the year before in September, but coming into it, it's a whole different game. I mean, even the month I was up there in 2008, coming into a full season, people see that month and they know what you're going to do and stuff like that. So I mean, it's a game of adjustments up there. Either you adjust or they're adjusting to you, and then you gotta readjust back to try to get them off of you again. So it's I learned a lot up there in the year I was up there from the coaching staff, some of the veterans in the bullpen and stuff like that. So I mean, I think that helped me out more than anything.
How much different is the mindset for you in getting prepared to pitch, whether it's as a closer or just coming in middle relief? How much different is it in terms of the warm up, all of that? Take us through that.
I mean, I really don't do anything any different. I don't try to get a different mindset. I don't try to think of it. Okay, if I'm coming in the ninth inning, that these are I mean, yeah, they're important outs, but every out's important. You just got to go in there, and my mindset, I want to go in there. If I'm pitching a full inning, I want to get 3 outs before they score any runs. It doesn't matter to me whether it's the 6th inning or whether it's the 9th inning. I go out there the exact same way. Try to go out there and get those guys out before they put some runs on the board.
One of the cool things for me walking around in spring training is when you don't know who guys are and you're walking around the practice fields, and if it's a hitter, the bat sounds different. If it's a pitcher, the ball going into the mitt sounds different. And I remember a couple years ago hearing you before I saw you, and I literally was walking by one of the fields and I heard your pitch, and I turned around and went, "Okay, who's that? Who is that?" Do you get a lot of people saying that about you when you were coming up?
Yeah, I mean, I guess because I guess me throwing is why they turned me into a pitcher. I didn't really hit very well, so it's one of those things that they just ended up turning me into a pitcher because of that. So it was one of those things that that's what got me to be a pitcher. So I decided to go out there and do that, and then work on developing the other stuff along the way.
Speaking with Cardinals reliever Jason Motte here with Burwell and Stelton on 101 ESPN. As you can hear, we are coming to you live from Jupiter, Florida. We are outside. That's what that wind is out there. Jason, how long do you wait before you start throwing again once the season's over?
I waited about a month or so. I was sitting around. I was just sitting around this all season. I live in Memphis now, so I was just sitting around there hanging out, and I was like, okay, I started working out and throwing. I probably started lightly tossing about the middle of December. I started throwing a little bit. I'm trying to block this wind a little bit. I lightly tossing about the middle of December and got into it a little bit more once the first of the year came around and stuff like that. Just tried to get into it and started throwing sides around the middle of January and everything like that.
And how soon before in spring training before you feel like you'll be ready for the regular season? How long does it take you?
I mean, it really doesn't take me long. I mean, it's the same way when I'm getting loose in the bullpen. It doesn't really take me that long to get loose and everything. So, I mean, right now I feel pretty good right now. Get in there, see a couple hitters, stuff like that, just to see how they're reacting and everything. I think that's the big thing in spring as well, is just when you can throw a bullpen and you can see your slider, your curveball, your two-seam or whatever like that, but you really don't know how it's going to work until you get a hitter in there, see how he reacts to it, stuff like that. So I think, seeing hitters is going to be, it's going to be big, just to see where I'm at with all that stuff.
What's the fastest you've been clocked in with the fastball?
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
whatever
up
it
there.
is, you couldn't touch it.
Oh, I can't.
Unless you dove in front of it.
I can't touch slow pitch softball anymore. What are you talking about?
Do you still get excited? We were talking about as a fan. I'm a baseball fan, obviously, and so is Brian. Everybody, other listeners are fans. You get excited once spring starts approaching. As a player, do you get excited? Do you still have that excitement, or do you kind of feel like, all right, it's kind of work? And
no. I mean, I think this is awesome. I mean, once the season's over, I'm like, okay, all right, I'll sit around for a week or so, and then I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go play some baseball again. It's just one of those things. This is what I grew up doing. This is what I love. I love playing baseball. It's awesome. So it's one of those things that I'm blessed that I get a chance to come out and do this. And spring training, actually the winter warm up and all that stuff, kind of for a lot of us players, I think kind of signals like, okay, it's here now. So you better, whatever. If you were doing something different, doing whatever, you got to turn it up a little bit more and get ready to go down to Florida. So.
Yeah, that's the way I feel, but I for entirely different reasons. I just want to get down to Florida because I think it's going to be warm. It's not warm.
Usually it's warmer. Warmer. I would imagine you felt a sense of relief like the rest of us did when Matt Holliday resigned, right?
Oh yeah, I mean that's great, and we got a chance last year to see him and Albert back to back for half the year, and that was awesome to watch. We'd sit out in the bullpen. And we'd just be like, this is, we'd see Albert and then him come up right. This is unbelievable. You know what I mean? Like, and to be able to know that that's gonna get to happen for years to come. It's just gonna be a good thing, I think.
All right, can you see the difference in the way pitchers are approaching Albert with Holliday on deck there? Do you notice a difference?
Yeah. I mean, either way, Albert's dangerous. I mean, it doesn't matter, whether someone's behind him or not. I mean, if you make a mistake to Albert, he's gonna hit it. I mean, and that's what makes him the player that he is. He doesn't miss mistakes, and that's what makes major leaguers the players that they are. You got to go up there, and if you make a mistake, for the most part, those guys are gonna capitalize on it. And so some guys may just hit a single. With Albert, it's probably gonna be a double or a home run somewhere, smacked off the wall. So.
Aren't you glad you don't have to face him?
Yeah.
Cardinals reliever Jason Motte has been our guest here. Hey, we appreciate you stopping by, man. A man of his word. I love that.
I like that too. I like that too.
Yes, sir.
Good luck to you this year, because are you gonna? Do you want that closer job or?
I mean, right now it's just got to come into spring training. Hopefully, have a good spring, and I mean, nothing's really guaranteed right now, so I got to go out there and just do the best that I can. Hopefully. Make the club out of spring training, and then we'll go from there. If I'm pitching 6th inning, 8th inning, whenever. I mean, the way that Frankie did last year, I don't really think anyone can question anything. Guy had under a 2 ERA and had 38 saves. I mean, I think that's pretty stupid, no matter who you are. So, it's one of those things that he did a great job last year, and I don't see any reason why he shouldn't go out there and do it again this year. He did a great job. So right now for me, I'm just trying to go out there and, like I said, have a good spring and just go from there.
Well, we can't wait, man. We cannot wait, and hopefully everything turns out the way you want it to. I think it's going to be a big year for the Cardinals, personally, and I know that means a lot to you. I know what I think. It carries a lot of weight with you.
It does.
Jason, thanks a lot, man.
You're very welcome.